Low Tark, our friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for another Orc Mode workout. Today was Max Effort Bench Press Day, which it always is on Monday. And a quick reminder, those of you, please click like down below to help keep the likes higher than the dislikes against that script. There seems to be one more of those guys just hanging on no matter what. So, click like. Reach down and click like on all my other videos for the day, and I would greatly appreciate it. And let's get over to the training. This was an interesting one on the number generator. I came up with a 2 board and then 10% chains. So I have never done a 2 board that I recall. I probably have done one many years ago. If it's been more than 15 years, I don't remember it. So I haven't used my 2 board, so this was an awkward starting position for me. Quite frankly, I didn't feel stronger off the 2, even as I was kind of ramping up a little bit, than I do off my chest. Probably because it doesn't take that much out, and I don't feel like I'm particularly weak off the chest with a wider grip these days. It's really my lockouts that get me. But this one went up really good. The 315 with the chains, because I have 10% chains written, I ended up putting 33 pounds of chains on. Now, they're still down there at the bottom, and I think people will notice that. There's probably 10 pounds of chains still at the bottom on this setup. So it was 325 right off the start, which you guys know I can bench 325 against bands, right? We've already done that a few weeks ago. But this was hard for me. And this wasn't a case of, oh, he's just not used to that position. No, I'm just flat weak out of that position. I wasn't strong enough. If you guys watched, this was no real weak point. I just was not strong enough overall. All right, I got it started and just came down. Really all I can do for that is build more strength, build more muscle, and do more speed work. And I think more and more of the speed work is going to help with that, because had I been able to blast through harder out of the bottom, we probably would have been okay. Maybe. But realistically, I overestimated. I overjumped. I think had I gone 10 pounds lighter, I would have been fine. Because the 315 felt really good, and I knew I had quite a bit left in the tank. 20 pounds was too big of a jump. Had I gone 10, I think I would have got it. But we don't mark that on the sheet. We mark that we got 315. And missed 335. That's what goes on my spreadsheet, my notes. And next time I do that lift, whenever it comes up randomly again, which could happen, we never want to do any of these lifts more than 12 weeks though. So if I get the same thing on the random number generator within 12 weeks, I will pick a different lift. Right, we restart it. But there's a lot of things I haven't done on this generator so far. I mean, stuff like the floor pressing, the pin benches. I have 2 different types of each of those. So those will come up eventually too. So we're going to hit a lot of stuff. Now I will say I killed my PR today on the close grip. And what I was going to say, based upon how I was there, I feel like some floor pressing would be a good supplemental lift. But I'm getting good progression on the close grip, and I know the close grip will increase all my benching. So maybe when I stall on the close grip, instead of a different close grip variation, I might go over and do floor press for a face. But I added my micro plates today. And on the last set, I managed to grind out 11 reps. It was supposed to be a 3x10. I felt good on the final set. So that means next workout, speed day, we're going to move to 250, because this was 247.5, right? Because I added fractional plates. You can barely see them, those little tiny black plates. So we'll go to 250 next time, and I bet you I get the 3x10, because I got 11 on this today, even after a missed max. And people say, well, where'd you feel that? I mean, I felt pecs. I felt my pecs on it. I knew that they were an issue. And I felt my medial triceps. But the medial triceps could have been from the one that I got, because that was, you know, all that chain weight on the lockout. And I've had people say, what do you think your max is right now? Probably 345. I think if I were to just go raw straight weight, I'd be good for 345 right now. I don't think I could quite hit the 350 bench. We'll get there. The goal is 375 this year. So I still need to put another 30 pounds on. JM presses. We added the micro plates today. These were really challenging today. They lit my triceps up ridiculously well. And I have some people who will be like, well, I don't feel that you're doing these the way that I would. Well, I don't really care. What I care about is the fact that they light my triceps up extremely hard. And I'm talking about a deep burn. It feels like my medial head of my tricep got hit with a hammer. Okay, and I'm progressing on them. And they don't cause me any pain in any of my tendons or joints. So that's fine. And there's a few different ways to do the JM press. But this has been progressing really well. I've been able to consistently add small amounts of weight, and it is hitting the tricep the way I want it to hit. And I've hit, some bench PRs since I've been doing it too. And my close grip is going up, and this is in a lot of ways a supplemental lift to that close grip. Possibly a supplemental lift to the floor press. So I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it. Maybe when I go over and have to do floor press though later, I'll do these on the floor also. But they went good today. Again, they were very, very fatiguing in my triceps. And what I also decided to do because of that, I don't have heavy enough dumbbells to do the rollouts. They're too light. So I realized if I do my rollouts immediately after these, tricep rolling extensions, or rolling tricep extensions, whatever we want to call them, that they will be more fatiguing. So if I did them starting like a minute and a half after my last set of JM presses and took about a minute break between them, they were really, really hard for like 15. I didn't get any 20 rep sets like I did before. So it's like, let's just finish the triceps off all in one go. And a lot of people say, how long do these workouts take? Well, it varies, because this is 2 workouts technically. I ran to the grocery store after the tricep work. After all the pressing and tricep work was done, I ran to the grocery store, came back, ate some carbs, and then did my last 3 exercises. And then I'll do some like band pull aparts and stuff for my rear delts later. But this first part here is all just one workout done back to back to back. I mean, maybe an hour, right? Ramp to a max on the bench, and that takes a little while to ramp. 3 sets of closed grip presses, 3 sets of JM presses, and then 3 sets of these rolling tricep extensions. Took about an hour because I had to set everything up on the max bench. I have to set up the chains, get all the safeties set. There's a little bit that goes into it. So it's about an hour. And I don't know, the second workout, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, right? Because it's just 3 exercises and they're all 10 rep plus sets. But these were about 15 to failure, and they worked. I felt them again tremendously in the triceps. Today, these were a little too easy. I went with my 7-inch elevation I've been doing. I managed to get 12 on all 3 sets. 12 on all 3 sets. So I probably need to look into adding another inch, go up to an 8-inch elevation. And it helped that I had them set all the way over to where my calves aren't hitting them, and I'm able to get a better line of pull without anything messing with my legs, messing up my angles. But they felt good. Felt a lot of lat and rear delt on these actually today. So they were quite good. But again, we're up to sets of 12 now again on this elevation, which means we need to increase because we're trying to stay with most of the supplemental work is about 10 reps is the lowest, but we don't want to be much above 10. Some things we don't have a choice, like the rolling extensions, and they're fine for a little higher reps anyways. Increased weight on these today. And yes, some people will say these are almost a high pull at this point. And that's okay, I don't care. They light my delts up. I get DOMs in my delts from these, and we're just going to keep progressively overloading them. And it's a wide grip upright row. Using a little bit of English, I don't care. It's fine. It's working. I feel my entire shoulder girdle. I feel my side delt. I feel my rear delt. I feel my traps. That's what I want to hit. That's what I care about. And we'll just keep progressing on them. And I'm not getting any shoulder inflammation. My shoulder health is doing so much better now that I've just taken entire movement patterns out. I don't mess with certain stuff. I pay attention to things. I've been having 0 shoulder inflammation at all, even from doing the wide grip max benches. And at some point I might add some rep work back in for standing presses. I don't know. I've thought about it. Maybe on the max effort days. I don't know. But if I do, I'm going to have to be careful with it, because I don't know that wasn't inflaming my shoulders a little bit. I know chin-ups and pull-ups do. I really can't do those anymore. I've given up on the idea that they don't even make you strong compared to rows. Rows do more for your strength, and they don't put your shoulders in a compromised position. And you guys have already seen it's not a matter of not being able to do them. I was doing 100 chin-ups every day for a while, for over a month straight. That's over 700 chin-ups a week. You guys have seen me do them with 100 pounds before of weight, with me being at a well over 200 pound body weight. It's not an issue. They just bother my shoulders, and everything else are not worth it. So then we did the curls. I went up 10 pounds. This is the second workout using the easy bar. Some people are like, why are you doing it so narrow? Research shows it hits the brachialis really well. Hits the bicep just as hard. We get a lot of brachialis. Probably easier overall on my forearms. Got the wrist cocked back. And we're just trying to get to 10 rep sets. And at the very end, I try to do slower eccentrics, particularly on the final set for the last 3 reps, just to make sure we're pretty much fatiguing the biceps. And I'll rotate these in because I do the wider grip with the straight bar, which is, again, the safe way to do it for your forearms. And then with the easy bar, I can go with the narrower grip. And I can run each one for phases back and forth. 3 good sets of curls. Each upper body workout should be fine. I do a lot of other pulling. The inverted rows, actually, if you look at the data, hit bicep better than a lot of rows do. I do 3 sets every workout, upper and lower. That's 12 sets a week. Just getting in 6 good sets of curls, we're getting some bicep work. And we're trying to focus on tension. It'll probably help. But triceps are always going to be a bigger priority for me. I have damaged tissue in one of my biceps. One of my biceps, part of it has been cut out, physically cut out by a doctor. That tissue doesn't regrow. You know, there's been a lot of issues there in the past. And that was over 15 years ago, I believe, at this point. It's been a while. And they just don't matter that much for performance. They're really kind of a show muscle. They're good for stabilizing the bench and other things, so we keep doing them, the curls. But triceps are going to be more important to me for strength than biceps are. But we do want to do some. We do want to train them, and train them hard. Just it's not going to be a whole lot of volume. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.